Hey, how you guys doing? We're back. Martini Menchon.
Back again.
Back like bad pennies in a roll of dung. No.
Oh, so I want to tell you a funny story today.
Okay,
You
what
know,
you got?
so as you know, even throughout COVID, Krista and I would always get together
Yes.
at least once a month
Yeah,
when it first started.
absolutely.
And then obviously we got to take off our masks. We either eat
Yes.
outside and then you got to take off our masks. So then we sort of started making this like a habit that
Yeah.
we would do.
Yes.
And of course, we discovered that the different establishments in town would have different drink specials. So of course, we would at least try to go once a month
Yes.
to the
Because
different ones.
right, because to Nancy's point, they would have new specials that came out once a month. And by then we were known as people that wanted to basically try between us every drink on their new because there'd be like five.
There would.
It wasn't like we'd try five each, but we
No,
would
but I
generally
mean, I don't do the
you
gin
try one.
ones.
Yeah, like I'd be like, oh, there's gin, I'll try that one. You
Yeah,
try this one.
right.
Yeah, and then sometimes we'd find great drinks and we just order them together. So
I
yeah,
know,
yeah.
and they were really good. Sometimes ones were better than others.
There's some that were losers and that we
We're
had problems later, which may or may not be
we're
discussed because it was
that
bad
that
beef.
be a different.
That was a bad beef moment. Poison.
So it was in March because it was near St. Patrick's Day.
Yes,
So we were in one of our favorite establishments because everything was green.
it was green because it was.
They were really good.
They were awesome.
Actually, the majority of all the green drinks, I didn't have an issue with any of
I
them.
did not. That was a really so every once in a while. So out of the five drinks, you always get a pupo, right? A caca one, and then you always get one like oh, it's fantastic,
Right.
and then you get the three mediocres in between, depending on what you like. But all of these,
The green ones were good.
all of them were great.
I think we tried almost all of them.
We at that night we did because because there was that guy. Remember, and he was like, "Hey, you guys can pick whatever songs you want." And I'm like, "Did we win a contest?"
Oh,
Right?
because they had, remember they had the other people who were promoting their vodka.
That's right.
And he was coming around and oh, actually,
That's right.
didn't he take, did he take our picture?
They did. They took our promotional picture.
Yes,
Yes.
because we had one of their green drinks at
So
which
somewhere we're in a vodka commercial.
obviously somewhere out there, we're not really quite sure. So of course we had probably already had at least a few,
Yes.
at least a few at that point. So of
Yes.
course I had to go to the bathroom, and where we actually sat that time is that we were sitting at a high table, and I had the view to the bathroom, and then Krista was sitting on the opposite side. So of course I have to go to the bathroom. So here's the funny thing. So I don't know if any of you out there do this, but like sometimes when like people talk to you, you sort of mimic like they're like either if they're like whispering to you, like hi. I tend to do that. Of course, like I said, I had already had a
You're a
few,
very good mimicker.
I had a few drinks in.
You are. You're a great mimicker. She mimicked fantastic. She mimics so bad, it like hilariously that it makes me die laughing. And at some point, we'll probably have this on the air because you have to see her face when she's mimicking. It is hilarious, and people don't even realize how funny it is until she tells the story in person, and they're like, "Oh,
I know.
your facial
We
expressions
we
are
like think it's funny, but like not every.
we think, especially four drinks in, we think we're
It was funny
hilarious."
that night.
Yes.
So I go into the bathroom, and there is this, nice looking woman in there. Not really sure how old she was. I'm thinking
I don't
I
know. I
don't.
didn't see
You
her
didn't
because
see
she
her.
disappeared.
Yeah. So so I walk in. She's like, "Hi." So I say, "Hi," and she's like, "Do you know what the benefits for?" And I'm like, "I don't."
I don't know what. There was no benefit. Okay.
Not that we saw.
Not that I didn't see a benefit, unless it was for us and we didn't know.
No. So she's like, "I think it's for the Maccabees," and I'm like, "Wow." And then then she starts saying, I was here on Thursday and they had trivia night and Jeff and the girls were there, but they had to go back to work, so they gave me their chicken. And I'm like, that's great.
So here's the thing. So now any person that okay, I would have been in a total state of shock. My fight or flight would have been like, oh my god, get the fuck out of here. Nancy, of course, starts starts talking to this woman.
And I had to pee
Like,
really badly was the whole thing.
Get out of my way.
Can
you're
you?
being
Yeah,
urinated on.
I know. So then she goes to me. So after the whole chicken thing, I'm like, okay, like, all right. So then she says to me, I think it's a wedding. And I'm like, wow, that's great. So of course, I go, I do my business, I wash my hands. So of course I come out to Krista and I'm, hysterically laughing, telling her the story. So then,
But the lady didn't. Nobody left. We're right
well,
there.
but you wouldn't have seen her. So
Why?
Krista had to go to the bathroom. So of course, like I said, once again, my vantage point was that I was looking at the bathroom door.
Yes.
So I said, I see Krista open up because I'm thinking she's going to encounter this woman, which I'm going to be like laughing at.
Hi, Roger.
So she
Sorry.
opens up the door and the lights are all out. So I'm like, that is like really weird. So like she's looking around, she finally finds the light, goes in.
So
So you went in after the lights went on. Well,
but I
you
didn't.
turned on the
Okay,
lights.
but so here's the thing. I didn't see this woman leave. Okay, I didn't see this woman ever leave.
Yeah, but
You-
I don't know if you would have seen her
But
because
you
your back
came
would
out of the bathroom like immediately,
after.
and you're
Yeah.
telling me the story. We walked around the bar to see. We couldn't find her.
No,
So
and she wasn't in the bathroom when you went in there.
No, the lights were off. So that was the creepiest part. Was like I'm like, all right. So the woman's still in there. She's got to be in there still. There's nobody There's nobody in this bar / restaurant. Not that big of a place.
No, no.
And Nancy knew what she looked like. So
I was trying to find the benefit.
there was no benefit.
I didn't.
The woman.
They had all the group of people who were sitting there, so I thought it was maybe she was.
The guy, the band.
Yeah, right. I was thinking maybe she was part of their group and just called it a benefit.
Yes.
She was thinking that it was just their like big party.
Yes.
You know what I mean? But yeah. So we never found her. So then Krista tells, she thinks that it's like the ghost.
Well, so I walk in, the lights are off, so I immediately think I'm about to be attacked, and I look at Nancy like, oh my god, like you're a witness, call 911. If something goes bad, you're here. There's nobody in there. So basically, it's she's the Maccabee ghost, and now I've told at least 3 people, and they're looking for her when they go out to this restaurant. So we can't name the restaurant yet, but we're gonna call it the Oak Trunk. Because
Yeah, we're gonna have to ask them.
yeah, we're gonna have to ask them.
Yeah.
Because the waitresses are all because like I said,
They don't really care.
they know us, and
here's-
every time they come in, they're like, "Are we?
I
When
know.
he's gonna come to
That's the
your
whole thing.
podcast?"
So even when me and my husband go in there, we get the same waitress will come over
Yes,
that we've
so
had.
nice.
Hey, when's your podcast coming out? So he's like, geez, everyone knows you guys. I said,
So here's my thing. So we go to these in our community, which is Western Mass, and so there's these free concerts on Fridays. So my husband and my daughter's 23, and her boyfriend, they go with me and Nancy to this concert because our friend was drumming. He was and anyway, so we show up, and all these people who they do not know, but me and Nancy had been there 2 or 3 times, and of course we make friends wherever we go. They're like, suddenly there's this little mini cheer from all these obscure people, Backpack Man included, if you remember an episode of Backpack Man. Okay,
He was
and then who were the
oh, and the 2 women I met.
we're gonna call them, what are we gonna call them?
They don't know.
Yeah, we don't know who are
Terry and Debbie.
Terry and Debbie.
Or Donna, excuse me.
Terry
Terry
and
and
Donna.
Yeah.
Terry, Donna, and then Drunk Yankees Hat Man.
Yes.
Yes, who we don't know. We're gonna call him
Don't know.
we don't know. I don't know. Drunk Yankees Hat Man. He's hilarious.
He was really funny.
He was very funny.
Yeah.
But so they all cheered when we came in, of which my husband
like, so
he looks at me. He goes, "Who are all these people?"
And
I don't know.
there's a bunch of people there.
They come every week.
What we're magnets.
Yes,
That people like gravitate towards us.
it's very friendly.
Very friendly.
I don't talk to anybody.
This women came up to me and then they quizzed me and said
They like you more than me.
they're like, what are our names again? I'm like, oh geez. So I pulled.
Well, you went for a cigarette break
I did.
because it was a certain.
Yes.
But so she's very tan. Okay, so yes, she's very tan.
And they asked me if
And
I came back from Florida.
They asked what you said.
No.
You're like, no. Hello, there's sun everywhere.
Yeah.
Hello.
So then they told me their names, and then afterwards they quizzed me and said, what are our names?
Yes.
And I'm like, oh geez.
Maybe they didn't know their own names. I have a feeling they might have been.
And I
like that.
got them for some reason.
But yeah,
It was really good. I was surprised.
You're an actress. That's another thing. We're actresses.
It's
So,
true.
But the next week, they don't like me because I'm pale. I'm like, so I'm Casper's sister. Okay, just call me Casperessa. No, don't call me that. Do not call me Casperessa.
Oh, they said something to you.
They said, "Oh, I'm transparent." So when you think of that,
Because I think they said my feet were darker than you.
so but when you, I don't know if they were insulting me. I think they were because I pulled up my Jaguar. Yes, I have a Jaguar, and I deserve it. Okay, let me just tell you that
He does.
because I drive an hour every day to work, and I want to be comfortable and back. So they saw me pull in, and I think that tall
Was that what it was?
the tall one,
Carrie.
she called me transparent. So what does that mean?
I don't know.
Besides, I don't think they meant maybe translucent. I think they got their words wrong.
Well, you know.
Yeah, I know. There you go. But then Backpack Man was there.
He
Passed out,
was.
probably
Yeah.
something from his backpack. And then Drunk Yankees guy was there.
And then the other funny thing was, I think it was one of our first concerts or the second one that we were just there. I don't.
With the rain? With the rain?
No, because remember, I said, "Oh my God," I said, "I smell pot." So I see this person over there. I think he had like a vape
Yes, he
with the
did.
pot in. So I'm like, "Oh my God, the guy's." She's like, "Nancy, it's illegal."
Yes.
I
Because
said,
we're leaving Massachusetts.
"Right."
It's legal.
It's just like, "Oh yeah."
Because
It's like not used to like,
yes, I think
you know,
it's
I
funny.
don't do it,
Yeah.
but like whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, oh my God.
The first
I
thing
see
you
the
think of.
person over
Yeah,
there. I'm like, really?
I know.
You're really doing this like out and she's like, it's legal. I said, oh yeah.
It's
But I mean, can you still do it like right out in public?
if you have a medical card, yeah, and if you have so many,
Recreational,
I don't. We could. Well, I don't know.
because I don't do it. So,
No, I don't. I don't either.
so I don't know.
We're drinkers. That's what we do. Oh,
That's a good rip.
I'm so sorry. It's my gin and tonic talking and saying, "How are you, folks?" Um,
Right back at you.
back at you. But so we are a magnet, and so I will say, Backpack Man, he accosted us at first, and I think we told you the story about when we were in
He hasn't
Poland.
bothered us since.
Well, no, but he shows up in our lives.
But he doesn't say anything to us.
No, he
He
asked us,
didn't.
"Hey, what's going on?" You know, because we
Did I do something like yay?
yes, you
And then he
and he was
mimicked
like,
me.
yeah, he was a mimic. He's a mimicker.
Yeah.
He's a mimic. In but we've started rehearsal for Arsenic and Old Lace.
Yep.
And honestly, it's fantastic. We love that. I love the cast. The cast is going to be great. It's great. The cast
And I'll
is
tell
great.
you, the one thing I definitely love about Stuart's way of
I
directing
know.
is that you go through at first and sort of block your like he goes through act, which is great, and then you run it.
Yes.
Because normally all the other shows you do, you're doing little spots here and spots there, and then all of a sudden you're trying to run the show, and no one like it's confusing.
So I've actually heard this with people that do plays and TV shows versus people that do movies. Okay, so it's very difficult for somebody to go from a play and TV show over to a movie. It is very easy for somebody that does a movie to go to a play and a TV. Do I really know? No. Have I been in a fucking movie? No. If anybody wants to call me, then fine. Okay, I'll be in a movie. However,
We're available
we're available.
if need be.
Yeah, if need be.
Yeah.
And we will be drunk.
But
So there you
Karen
go.
was also saying that she is very impressed the way that he directs.
I know. I like the way he directs because, right, I'm a control freak. And so week one. So now we're in week two. Nancy and I are in scenes number one. This is a 3-act play.
Yep.
We are in scenes number 1 and 3. So week one was blocking and running the scene and running the scene. So the three nights.
Yeah, so it was great.
Running the entire act. You're
Yep.
right. Week two, which is we're now in, was
Is Act
which
2.
is Act 2, and we
Yep.
are not in the act, so we are not called to go to practice. Week 3 is 3 and 3. You know, I mean, it's again, there's 3 nights. It is a very for someone that's a control freak, especially like me, or somebody that and I think maybe and we can have Stuart on the show sometime to promote absolutely to promote the
Why
show.
not? Yeah.
But it's much more organized in my brain. I have a lot more organization and a lot more compartmentalization, and I like it. Now, what I mentioned about movies and versus TV and plays was that for movies, you could be filming the last scene first based on the location and the sun and the moon and and that's why it's very difficult. You know, they obviously do not film in the direction of how the movie is gone.
No, because I think just for an example, which I heard this was like Castaway.
Exactly.
They had to film him obviously heavy. I'm assuming heavier. Oh, I
Yes.
don't know. Maybe that's the opposite then. because he was skinnier at the end. I'm trying to
He
think
was
of.
skinnier at the end,
I'm trying to
so
think of
yeah,
ones that they're different. Like say
yeah,
they're
where they'd
heavier at
lost
the
a
beginning
lot
and they
of
lost a
weight.
weight.
Yeah,
So obviously they have to do it at different times or
yes.
whatever in order for you to portray your character properly
Yeah,
or whatever.
there was one movie and I forgot the name of it. It might have been called Boy, and I could be wrong, that literally filmed the entire it for an entire year. They filmed the growth of this boy.
Wow.
And it was pretty cool. And I don't and I have to look to see. I got to redo my thinking of it. But it was a different way of filming. And I mean, I would love. Well, we have friends that have been extras in films. We have Andy, and then we have Janine and her daughter Lindsay,
Lindsay, yeah.
and they've been extras in films, which they said mostly you sit around and whatever. But Andy actually had, and he's been on a prior show. Andy actually had a speaking part.
He did.
It
A
was
lot of words, he said. I forgot how
yeah,
many.
and it was
He
a.
actually counted
I
how
think
many.
it was a Netflix or an Amazon.
It was.
It was big.
Didn't they show it at the movies?
They did. They had it. Yeah, we have a couple local movie theaters, and it was in Agawam, Massachusetts, and they actually had a film premiere there. And you know,
And actually, Lindsay and her father were on a commercial for one of the banks.
Oh yeah, that's true. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Was it the zombie one? It might have been the zombie one. Maybe not.
I don't know. She was like, her and her father were like saying, I don't know.
Hmm.
It was like one of the banks or
Oh,
something, and they
yeah.
say, "Oh,
Yeah,
here's." But I'm
we're
excited about the
excited.
show because you
I'm
know what? I
really
like the
excited.
repetition of that.
Me
I don't
too.
like to like come back and like, you know what I mean? Because it's sort of like I like to get all the block. I mean, I love his director style.
He's a very laid back, and yet he has a clear vision.
He does.
He has a clear vision, and Nancy and I were a little nervous because originally he had mentioned us having an Irish dialect, which my Irish. Okay, I'm not speaking for Nancy. My Irish dialect goes from Irish to English to Scottish to Welsh,
And I'm like,
probably ends with a Brooklyn accent.
and mine will be Jamaican man because I just don't know. I mean, you know, so I couldn't. So I was like really stressed out about that. But
Yeah,
then
we
we
were
sort
both.
of
We were
did the
both.
Brooklyn, and then he's
He
like, "Oh my
loved
God!"
it.
He
He
said
loved it.
it was great. The
Yeah.
Brooklyn accent was great. And then he says, "Can you chew gum?" I'm
I
like,
know.
"Are you kidding
That's
me?"
all you do is chew gum
I
before you
have
go
gum
on
in my
stage.
mouth on
Yeah.
stage. No one's supposed to
Yeah.
know. We're not supposed to have gum.
You're supposed to have gum.
In your mouth at all. But
Don't put gum on your mouth.
no, but I do because it's very dry in
Well,
the
especially
theater.
in musicals, you need to
You
have.
have to have
You gotta
something.
have something. Else you're gonna go up there and go, "I'm ready for my big song," and like,
Oh, I know. And if I drink a lot of water, I'll have to pee.
which is bad in a costume, folks. And guess what? You in certain. I mean, and this is a community theater. It is in a really pretty historic building. But there's like one bathroom. There's one bathroom with two stalls for women, and well, there's now a unisex
Oh, you
bathroom,
have the
which is fine.
unisex. Yeah.
But you don't know what you're gonna have for a costume, okay?
No.
And we were for Wonderful Life. We had some bigger dresses, like we had, and you only have a certain amount of time to go to the bathroom. So
Right.
really, you don't want to be drinking a lot of water.
No.
Um,
And all the people say how dry it is in
it's
there.
extremely dry in there.
You have
It's
to. Yeah.
Even at the exit 7, it's very dry.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
So I always have gum. So I was so excited. He's like, "Can you chew gum?" And I'm like, yeah." I said, I didn't have gum.
No, you didn't have gum.
No, I had to buy it. So
We had Tic Tacs.
I know because
And
I need something.
Yeah.
Because it just But so I'm really excited about him.
I know, and so there's another show. So actually, we have two guests coming up. Not for this program, but we have. We're going to call them for right now because we don't have permission to use their names. Mark the Scarf, and the lead for Nuns Crackers, which is coming up in December, and we're going to call her
Jackie
Jackie
O.
O because
I know.
that's really
She's great.
She is phenomenal. She has.
Yeah.
Oh, we love her.
Not only is she a great actress and singer, but her makeup skills.
Her makeup. She was amazing. So 1776, mostly men. A cast of like 28. I think.
There was only
and some men did their own makeup that were affiliated with the theater,
Right.
and they knew what they had been in shows like that before. But she would, and she was not in the show. Let's put it that way. But she would do all of their makeup. She would.
She'd come in early.
She would come in early.
Oh my God,
Her
she was
daughter is a great choreographer.
Yeah.
Her son he not only was he in that play, but as his first debut, phenomenal tech guy, like phenomenal. And his kids. Yeah. The whole family. I mean, they're really great. So she's going to be on. We're really excited. I'm very happy
Yes.
she's in. I was so excited she got excited for the lead in Nuns Crackers. So I'm really, I am not in Nuns Crackers. You
No.
are not in Nuns
No.
Crackers. And then there's a spring show, which we can't announce yet because God knows who's going to be listening to this. But if you have a hood and your name is Robin and you may be interested, um, and I will not be in that because I'm going on Bermuda.
No, no.
But you should
I,
totally do it. Yeah, good.
I did it before, so it was
Yeah.
really fun.
I heard everyone raves about that show. And then Exit 7 has, so Footloose is coming out.
Yep.
And then White Christmas, I
White
think
Christmas.
they start their rehearsals this week or next week.
And then I actually saw they have auditions in October. Is it for Almost Maine? So it's
Is
it's like
that the spring show?
it's
Or
in
the
February.
That's
It's in
the February
February.
show. Yeah.
So I was looking at that at the audition, and there's like 7 little vignettes,
Oh, okay. Yep.
like, and they all happen, I guess, on the same
And
night.
what is it? So a vignette is
Just a little short, maybe 10, 15 minutes. I don't really know.
10 to 15 minutes.
Something like that.
Yeah.
So, but the problem was because I'm like, oh, that would be sort of fun.
Right.
I was
One
thinking.
acts are fun. One act's gonna be a lot of fun.
But of course, you never have. I guess you don't have to go by like what the ages they have. But most of the people that they had, like, say, there's only like 2 or 3 people in each one of the vignettes.
Yes.
But most of the ages were like 20 and 30.
Oh.
I know.
Oh.
Yeah. So I was a little disappointed.
It's hard when you like.
And I think the oldest ones were like 30 and 40.
Yeah. It's hard when they mention an age, so you can always make yourself look older or younger, actually, even
Right.
in a play. But
it also
if a
depends on
director has
a clear vision. Yeah.
vision,
Right.
then it's very difficult to surpass that.
But I've been in ones, so it all depends on also who comes out to audition.
Absolutely.
So say for the one that are supposed to be 30 and 40, and you got a 50-year-old guy,
yeah,
or whatever, who's really great at that part. So then you could have an older woman also play the woman. Yeah. You just don't know. Do you know what I mean?
I agree.
Yeah.
So we should probably give an update on. So Martini Mansion, of course, is the name of their podcast, and I think that we've actually. So we are still outside. We're on the back deck, but the foyer's finished.
I know.
So
I was very excited about the foyer.
So this is pretty much. It's going to be a great place for us to kind of hang out, and it'll be a great theater spot, a safe space for our theater folks to come and talk and do our podcast.
Yeah.
So next they're working on the fireplaces, and there's actually flooring which is going in, which is fantastic.
Well, thank God it's still warm out.
It's
we don't have to use the fireplaces yet.
And I mean, we have our own houses, and like we said, we have our own families, but this is like our clubhouse.
Yeah.
Really? I mean, it's our clubhouse.
It is the clubhouse.
And that's the best part of the whole thing, that we can come here and double check and make sure everybody's doing what they're supposed to do. Haven't met the neighbors yet.
No.
I'm hearing there's a couple crazies. So we'll see. Yeah, we'll see how that goes.
To venture out.
We'll have to venture out, and
we can walk the neighborhood sometime and check out what's out there.
But you just mentioned that you went to a local restaurant, and you saw a great little spot, possibly because we did, as you probably already know, you do if you listen to number 2 and 3. We were at one of our favorite spots to go, which is the Shortstop and Par for the Course.
Yep.
But Nancy, you found another place that possibly we can use.
I did, because it's sort of nice, because like when you have guests, I mean, we can't have people here because it's not finished. You know what I mean?
No, there'll be a lawsuit.
Yeah.
And I don't want people falling through the floor.
No.
So
we try to find like these at least outdoor spaces or quieter spots.
Yeah.
And actually, the one that, like I said, the next time we go there, you'll have to look at it. Because
Yeah,
it looks really nice. And like I said, it's sort of not as big.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it's probably... Yeah, you can't see this, but
No,
I'm going.
She's
my hands are like
3 feet
outreached. Yeah.
long.
So it's sort of like the size of our deck here.
Yeah. Yeah, which is perfect.
Right.
And that's a nice local spot that we can have our guests visit.
And it's just nice because then everyone knows where they are. You meet them there. You know what I mean? Everyone can have a cocktail and
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a good thing. So yeah, I mean, pretty soon we're like full-fledged on with construction here, and you should, hopefully we'll meet some neighbors, and we'll introduce you to some construction folks. We know that the foreman, Roger, is he's really into doing some kind of construction. He's not very social, I'm going to tell you. So Roger and Patrick are really, they're the 2 foremans that we're working with, and unfortunately Roger just bought a motorcycle. He's never around, like ever. He's never around. But whatever, right? I mean, Patrick, he said that he's going to be
working nights now, so
Patrick works nights in the house, and so like we said, we come by and check in the morning, and
And we can't afford a lot. So it's sort of like whatever extra we got. I mean,
Yeah. Oh, there's a black cat here.
that
Holy
could be.
cow. No, there really
Is that the neighbors?
No, I don't know. Like, we gotta look. Sorry. Sorry, we have a special guest. Hello, kitty.
It might be one of the littles from our other show.
It's hissing at me. It's hissing. Okay. So we're gonna call
See,
it,
that's the neighbor's cat.
no, it's right there.
I said that's the neighbor's cat
Yeah.
coming over to like check us out and not really liking us.
There's a camera attached to that cat. Something like that. The cat is like looking at me. So
They're sending people over to
this
check
is
out what the hell we're
foreshadowing.
doing.
Foreshadowing, folks.
Yeah.
We're gonna call this cat Shadow.
Shadow.
Shadow the cat.
There you have it.
I don't know. It's just a little strange. Anyway, so anyway, so
That's
we're gonna wrap that up. And, yeah, I'm all nervous about this.
So good about the cat, so you know.
I like cats.
I
Don't
like
get me
it too.
But you know, when one's
You-
hissing at
you
me,
just
it's
don't
stopping me. I didn't even approach the damn thing. It's
Whether
like
it's gonna start a tomato.
it's like,
Well, what's the
it's
tomato?
gone. It's gone. Where did it go? Is it traveling? Where is it, Roger? Where'd it go?
Where's the construction
Yeah,
guy?
Roger, go. Go, hon. Don't kill it. Don't hurt it. Don't do anything to it. I don't like death. What's it doing?
Nothing.
No, it's there.
Guys,
Did it run?
Krista's rambling
Okay, I'm
again, so
sorry.
she'll edit
My
this out.
attention. I probably won't.
See you next time.
Next time.
Hope you have a great night and drink
Yeah.
up.
I know. I need a new gin and tonic. Mine's empty. Yeah, I don't even have.
Yes.
Shake in my empty glass.
Has no empty glass.
I don't. I have an empty glass. So, all right. Bye, folks.